Hello, konnichiwa, I'm Sakura. In this video, we're talking about animation fails in some super popular anime. You've probably heard the term quality before. It's when the art quality in an anime suddenly drops, usually because of tight schedules or production issues. And yeah, sometimes it gets real rough. I'll be showing you a bunch of scenes, from the did the art style change a little type of moments to full on, who even is that character anymore? Level disasters, and just so you know, I love all these anime seriously. This isn't about hating, it's just fun to look back at the chaos sometimes. If you're into anime stuff like this, hit that subscribe button and stick around. Alright, let's get into it. First, Haikyuu. Let's kick things off with Haikyuu, one of the most beloved sports anime out there. The story follows a group of high school boys in a volleyball club, starting from their first year all the way to going pro. It ran in Weekly Shonen Jump, and honestly, the manga was insanely good. Amazing characters, hype matches, and super clean art for a weekly series. The anime was handled by Production IG, and seasons 1 through 3 were absolute bangers. The animation was crisp, and the volleyball action felt so intense and real. But disaster struck in season 4, episode 15. Here's a screenshot from that episode, and yeah, you can see it's kinda cursed. Sawamura's neck is bending in a direction that's just not humanly possible. Tsukishima's face? He's making this weird grin that straight up looks like it came from a different anime. It was not great. So what happened? Well, there was a director change starting in season 4, and some parts of the production were outsourced. That probably explains the sudden dip in quality. Oh, and fun fact, there was already a mistake back in season 1, episode 19, where Kageyama accidentally ends up on the opponent's side of the court while blocking. Oops. As for me, I've been a huge Haikyuu fan for years, and I especially loved Inarizaki High in season 4. So, seeing the animation get shaky like that, honestly, it kinda broke my heart. Next up, The 7 Deadly Sins. It's your classic battle fantasy anime based on a hit weekly shonen magazine manga. The story follows Princess Elizabeth of the Leonis Kingdom, who sets off on a journey to find a group of legendary criminals known as the 7 Deadly Sins, warriors who once betrayed their country and became enemies of the Holy Knights. It's packed with hype, powerful characters, and that good old shonen energy. The anime got 4 seasons and 2 movies in total, and the first 2 seasons were handled by A1 Pictures. Honestly, they were gorgeous. The animation was top tier, and I fell in love with the series right away, and I hadn't even read the manga, but then came season 3. That's when everything changed. Season 3 was taken over by Studio DEEN, and let's just say the animation quality dropped hard. It wasn't just a few off-model frames. The whole production felt way less polished, and yeah, quality was real. I personally stopped watching halfway through season 4. It was just too painful. And if you didn't know, Studio DEEN has kind of a reputation. They're known for producing anime on a tighter budget. So when your favorite manga gets announced for an anime adaptation, and you're super hyped, but then you see Studio DEEN in the credits, yeah, it's that nervous laugh and pray for the best moment. Third, Attack on Titan. Yup, even Attack on Titan, one of the biggest anime worldwide, had moments people labeled as animation fails. Seasons 1 through 3 were produced by WIT Studio, and then season 4 switched over to MAPPA. Now, MAPPA is a top-tier studio, known for hits like Jujutsu Kaisen, and it's generally super respected in the anime community. But during the airing of AOT's final season, MAPPA actually got quite a bit of backlash. Why? Mostly because the expectations were sky high after WIT's incredible work in the earlier seasons, and some fans felt MAPPA couldn't quite reach that same level, especially with the character designs changing due to the studio swap. To be fair, even in season 1, there were a few odd-looking frames, like Levi with some super weird proportions, so it's not like it was always flawless. but still, many people felt the drop in quality was way more noticeable in Season 4. Personally, I love both WIT and MAPPA's work, but when an anime changes studios mid-series, it's really tough to keep the same vibe and character style. I know there are all kinds of behind-the-scenes reasons why these changes happen, but if I had to choose, I'd honestly prefer the studio to stay consistent throughout the series. Czwarty Pokémon. Let's talk about Pokémon. If you've been watching the anime for a while, you probably noticed the major change in art style starting with the Sun and Moon series. That's because a lot of the main staff changed after XY, including the director and series composition. The visuals had fewer lines, simpler shading, and yeah, at first glance, it kind of looked like the animation quality took a huge hit. For me personally, I've been watching Pokémon on TV every week since I was 3 years old. So, seeing Ash suddenly looking like a completely different person in Sun and Moon, it honestly made me a little sad. But there was actually a clear reason behind the redesign. The team wanted to really emphasize that Ash is still just 10 years old. And they also wanted to give the Pokémon themselves more expressive, lively faces. And honestly, that makes sense. Ash had been traveling the world, battling legendaries, saving the planet. He didn't exactly look or act like a 10-year-old anymore. So the redesign was probably the right move, even if it felt jarring at first. Now, when Sun and Moon was airing, people did roast the animation online, especially some of the more derpy-looking Pokémon. But honestly, I thought it was super cute. The Pokémon felt more like playful mascot characters, and I especially loved how expressive they got. Like, DEEN was just adorable. Tenshu Gintama. This one's a sci-fi gag battle anime based on a Shonen Jump manga. Yup, I'm talking about Gintama. I absolutely love Gintama. I've watched the anime, read the manga, seen the movies, all of it. But, yeah, even Gintama isn't safe from quality. That said, since it's a comedy series, I honestly didn't mind the rough animation at the time. Looking back, I think I just accepted it as part of the joke. Like, the art going off model kinda fit the vibe. Plus, let's be real. Modern anime has seriously leveled up when it comes to visuals. Back when Gintama was airing weekly, a lot of shows had wobbly animation here and there. So, compared to today's standards, it might look off, but back then, totally normal. Even now, Gintama is still hilarious. The gags hit hard, and I always find myself cracking up, no matter how many times I rewatch. If you haven't checked it out yet, I really recommend giving it a shot. Some of my personal favorite episodes are episode 153, Sleep Helps a Child Grow. Episode 237, Take Me Out to the Snow Monk. They're pure chaos in the best way. 6. The New Gate. And finally, let's wrap things up with a 2024 isekai fantasy anime, The New Gate. This one made headlines as one of the worst looking anime of 2024. Like, seriously? If you Google the title, quality literally pops up in the search suggestions. It's that infamous. Right from the early episodes, things are already looking rough. There's a scene where the main characters are just walking through town, and you legit can't tell who's who. Everyone's faces are melting like it's a low-budget fever dream, and it only gets worse from there. By the time you hit episode 12, the party scene, the main characters look like background NPCs from a random mobile game. It's honestly wild. The anime was co-produced by Yokohama Animation Lab and Cloud Hearts, and yeah, Cloud Hearts actually went bankrupt in 2024, so that probably tells you a lot about how things went behind the scenes. I mean, what kind of schedule or budget were they working with? No one knows, but it definitely wasn't enough. If you're curious about so bad it's good anime or just want to witness some next level quality, The New Gate is kind of a must-see, for all the wrong reasons. And that's a wrap on our look at quality in some seriously popular anime. Honestly, one thing I always think about is how animation is meant to be seen in motion. Sometimes people pull one weird looking frame out of context and start yelling, "Quality." But when you watch the whole episode, it's really not that bad. So let's cut the animators some slack. yeah? If you've noticed any anime where the art suddenly dropped in quality, or where the characters suddenly looked very different, drop a comment and let me know. I'd love to check it out. On this channel, I share all kinds of anime news, breakdowns, and fun deep dives, all in this chill talk style format with me, Sakura. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye!